after Robin. After Robin. You don't go after Robin. All right. How many of you have never been on a cruise before? So let me see those hands again. All right, I need a couple of people. Come on up. Yeah, I need someone over here who's never been on a cruise. Come on up. Can you do that? All right, I'm going to try to convince these two people to go on a cruise. That's going to be my job, so come on up.
Twist my arm, Ripcord.
I don't have to twist your arm. All right, good start. Here we go. Give her a round of applause. Go ahead, stand right over here. Stand to my left. All right, stand to my right. This is Yvette, wonderful, and this is Mary. She did a great job on that song. That was awesome. All right, here's some reasons people go on a cruise. All right, reason number one, and this is not in particular order, but this might be your highest one, to get away from the kids. Honest people, I like that. I mean, let's be, they're not here. You can say it. All right, get away from the kids. All right, I raised 2 kids, all right? And I can tell you, it is not easy. In fact, I remember when I was raising my 2 kids, reading about a bird called the California condor. Now, the California condor has a wingspan that is so big, all right, that it could swoop down and it could take a small child and fly away with it. And I know that as you're reading that, you're supposed to be saying, oh, the horror. But when I read that, I said, how do I get one of those? And let me ask you a question. Exactly how big a child can they pick up? Now I noticed the condor has 2 claws. Can it do 2? And as my kids fly away, I'm just like, I'm taking a bath. Now eventually that reverses, let's be honest. Because as your kids get older, we're thinking, we want as much time as we can get with them, right? I can tell you this, I can make my mom's day just by butt dialing her. See, my mom, she doesn't care why you call. And so I just hear her at my butt. And it's my mom. And if you hear your mom talking at your butt, you answer the phone. And I get on and I say, well, Mom, I'm sorry. I butt dialed you, and the only thing she says is, well, how was your day? Okay, so that's reason number 1. What do you think, Mary? Good reason?
Yeah.
All right, she's on board. I don't even have to convince her. Okay, number 2. Reason number 2. Because you got a difficult job. Anyone have a tough job you want to get a break from? All right, 3 of you. All right. I don't know why PT raised both hands. I don't know, I'm just saying. Well, I had a job once as a golf teacher. And you would think, well, that's not hard. Who can't do that? But let me tell you something, I taught beginners. And there was one question that they would ask me that I never really understood. They would take their shot, and it would trickle about 10 yards away, right to you, Sandy. Anyone ever done that? Then they would look up at me, and they would say, how was that? How was that? You know, the ball is supposed to go in the air. As it is, you just killed that squirrel over there. And let me tell you something. I have seen some messed up squirrels on the road, but I have never seen a squirrel as messed up as the one you just killed. So if you want to know how was that, why don't you just ask the squirrel? Reason number 2, jobs. What do you think, Yvette?
I think we ought to go on a cruise.
Let's do it. Do it. Reason number 3, just to get away from unexpected disappointments. Any of you ever had an unexpected disappointment? I have. Remember in high school when they used to vote those at the end of the year, the yearbook superlatives? Anyone win one of those? like most likely to succeed, or I never did. I always wanted to. Then I became a teacher, and they included the teachers, so I had a second chance. And this time I won. But it wasn't for one of those categories that I really wanted. I won for most likely to go bald. I didn't even know that wasn't. When did they invent that as a category? Most likely to go bald. Now, you know, most awards that you win, you can use later on in life, you know? You're having a job interview. Get any awards? Yes, I was voted most likely to succeed. You can't use this award. Yes, I was voted most likely to go bald. So if you need a bald guy, I'm here for you. You know, people try not to discriminate against physical appearance. They're just like, oh, you're tall, that's great, you're short, that's great. But I gotta tell you, when it's baldness, they just give up. Amen. They give up. They give up. You're bald, they got a cream for that. Come on, work with us, people. You know, people actually kind of treat it like it's a handicap, if you'll notice. Like maybe you ought to park in the handicap spots. Now, let me just show you something. If you think I'm making this up, because I'm not. All right, if you look at the sign, I want you to look at the sign. Yes, there's a person here in a wheelchair. I know that part. You know that part. But look closely at this person. What do you see? They're bald. They're bald. And you might think that's just a mistake. To keep it simple, that was no mistake. They put a bald man on here on purpose. So I can just see it now. I park in the handicapped spot to take advantage of that. Someone says, hey, you're walking just fine, you're not handicapped. That's when I turn around and use the award. Hey, I may be able to walk fine, but I was voted most likely to go bald. All right, jobs. The unexpected disappointments. Ever have an unexpected disappointment?
Yeah.
You need a cruise.
I do.
All right, good. Boy, they're good. They're easy to convince. All right, anyone have any medical problems? How about just trying to forget about some of your medical problems?
Yes.
Anyone other than baldness, other than the two gentlemen over there? Anyone else have medical problems? Yes, but here's something, and maybe PT, you can relate to this. You know, yeah, it's several parts of it. My doctor, he talks to me differently when he finds out that I'm a pastor. Does that happen to you? Yeah, because see what happens is they bring your church in to the diagnosis and stuff. I'm not kidding you. It goes like this. Yeah, I got your test results back, and I just want to ask you, does your church have a prayer chain? Yeah, you want to get on that chain. Does your church do meals for the sick? Does it deliver meals for the sick? Yeah, get yourself on that list, and I want you to request the all-liquid diet. Would you please? Now, sometimes I got to be honest with you. I think doctors, sometimes they over-medicate. All right? So I got this problem now. I'm over 50. I got this problem. I got low flow when I go to the bathroom. I'm just going to be honest. We don't tell anybody. I got low flow. It's embarrassing enough. Stop laughing at me. Low flow is nothing to laugh at. So I got to tell you, I sit down now when I go. I don't stand up. I can't stand that long. I'm tired. Give me a break. My knees are hurting. I sit down. Now, I don't figure it's a big deal. It's just God's way of slowing me down, giving me a sense of perspective on life. It's like God saying, take it easy, have a seat, relax. You're gonna be here 10, 15 minutes. I know it used to take 30 seconds. Those days are long gone. Forget about it. Just go with it. Go with the flow. I mean, the low flow. So, it's God's way of slowing me down, and then I just bought some books, and I'm reading. I'm getting a lot of reading done. I mean, I'm so well read, so well prepared for stuff. All because of low flow. So I go into the doctor, and I say, I got low flow. Yeah, I don't really care about it. It's going well, but he's like, well, we can take care of that. We can take care of that. We got a medicine for that. But then he's like, but it has a couple of side effects. And I forget what he said, but it was stuff like, you will have internal bleeding for several years. And, and chronic headaches, if you can handle that. And I'm like, well, what happens if I don't take the medication? And he's like, well, you'll have low flow, and you'll be very well read. And I'm like, I'll take that. So then the problem with medicine doesn't end there because, see, insurance companies, they get involved. And they kind of choose what is necessary and not necessary. So when I turned 50, the doctor said, well, you need a colonoscopy. So then the insurance company says, well, we're not going to pay for it. And I'm thinking, if you're not going to pay for it, are you thinking that I'm doing this because I want to? So you're saying this is not necessary. This is what I like to do. This is my hobby. If you have fishing, fine, you fish. Go fish. I go for colonoscopies. That's what I do. That's my 3-day weekend. I can't wait for my next one. Bring it on. So then they said, okay, we'll pay for the colonoscopy, but we're not going to pay for the anesthesia. And I'm thinking to myself, if you got a colonoscopy and you got anesthesia, and one of those things is necessary, believe me, it's the anesthesia. Medical problems, good reason to take a cruise?
I don't know. After what you said, I don't know if I want to go. That's difficult.
Well, if I'm in the bathroom, just hang out for a while, all right? Good reason to take a cruise, number 5, last one. Maybe it's on your bucket list, you want to do it before you die, right? Do it before you die, it's a good reason. Speaking of death, though, I had to transition over there. I think we have such a weird view, the world does, of heaven. You ever notice that? Because all growing up, people said, well, this is what heaven's like. You're going to be naked, strumming a harp on a cloud. Okay, that's not what heaven's like. I mean, believe me, if you die today, and the first thing you see is me, naked, strumming a harp on a cloud, you didn't make it. You didn't make it. You're not there. I'm just saying. Often we don't know where a person ends up. In that case, we would know. Proverbs 16:31 says this: a gray head is a crown of glory. A gray head is a crown of glory. And I want to share this with you today. You know what that means? It means that right now in your life, you're probably wiser than you've ever been. It means that right now in your life, you're probably more mature in the Lord than you've ever been. Let me tell you something what society does with older people. They try to marginalize them. And I want to say this to you. If you're wiser than you've ever been, and you're more mature than you've ever been, then by golly, don't let anyone marginalize you. Amen. Because that means that this world needs you more than it ever has needed you. A gray head is a crown of glory. Thank you.